Hey, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It is October 23rd, 2024. Back after a hiatus of being in Vegas for the When We Were Young festival. This is looking back last week to that dusting of snow we got on Thursday night into Friday morning. And if you're still enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation or even better, sustaining membership to keep this going. The outlook for today, it's going to be mostly cloudy pretty much over the next couple of days. We're going to have some rain and snow showers coming over overnight. The snow line is going to start around 8 and drop really down to 6,000. But the precip is going to be kind of hitting us in the Wood River Valley a little later. So it's going to start out a little bit as rain probably in Stanley and then drop into snow as it progresses to the east. The highs are going to be in the lower 60s for today. That's going to be a cold front that's bringing us lots of wind tonight and that band of showers. So it's going to be kind of a quick hitter. Not really looking at too much as far as precip amounts, but we will have some more snow in the mountains. Tomorrow we're going to have a break. In the morning it's going to be a little bit on the clear side, but then more clouds coming in, about 10 degrees cooler with that cold front passing through. And then we have high pressure building Friday through the weekend with above normal temperatures. It's going to be about 10 degrees warmer than average. And looking around at morning temperatures this morning, we are in the mid 30s in the Wood River side, in the upper 20s over in the Stanley Basin area. And we have an area low pressure off in the Pacific that's been streaming in moisture. It looked like an atmospheric river yesterday on the satellite, but a little bit less this morning. So we just have a little bit of a wave coming through, a little hiccup giving us that cold front. And looking at the precip, it's pretty much just one band of moisture that's going to pop up and travel from west to east. It's looking really nice and then kind of gets smaller as it hits all the mountains. So we could look to see that approaching around the northern mountains around 9 o'clock tonight, and then the southern mountains a little around midnight. But you can see it's just that one band and then it's in and out. Looking at snow for tonight into tomorrow, we could wake up with a couple inches of snow in the mountains. Doesn't look like much more than 4 inches across really the high points of the Sawtooths over in the White Clouds, Hyman Peak and the Pioneers. The Lost Rivers are really picking up the majority just because of that elevation band, cooler, having those taller peaks and laying down a little bit more snow with that elevation. And looking at the temperature profile, you can see a pretty good dip tomorrow for tomorrow's highs, but then we're going to crawl back up into the mid 60s for Saturday for a nice weekend, nice warm temperatures. But then there's going to be, I think, finally a pattern change to feeling more like fall weather. You can see that the temperatures are going to be struggling to get into the upper 50s next week. Pretty much going to be staying in the mid 40s with overnights in the 20s in the Wood River side, even colder on the Stanley side. And then looking at amounts for the snowstorm, this one's going to be quite a bit smaller, but you can see the next one that's coming through for Sunday night into Monday. That's going to be laying down a little bit more snow, and then the snow just kind of keeps on falling. So I think we were kind of fortunate to not be building that early season snowpack that usually plagues us with persistent weak layers. It looks like it might finally start to do that in the Sawtooths at least. Looking over at Titus, not too much out of this storm here, but again, the signals are pointing towards some snow, and it's not going to be just like one storm. It kind of seems like two pulses and just kind of flurrying through the week. could pick up. Looking at the long-term forecast here for 10 inches. And then this is for Bogus Basin, starting to also pick up some snow. Higher precip amounts, but lower elevation. So it takes a little bit more time to get that snow to build up. But looking at 7 inches by the end of next week. Looking at the GFS, putting this into motion. So we have coming through today is this little shortwave trough, but then we have more low pressure significantly building for that Sunday night into Monday. And that comes through as kind of a little bit of a southwest flow, dips down pretty low, so those temperatures are going to be much cooler next week. And then we have another low right behind it on its tail, and then we're not going to see that high pressure come in until the last part of this forecast period. And this is for pretty far out. This is for the following, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. It looks like that's the next time we'll see high pressure, nice weather. All right, and lastly, if you're still hanging on, looking at snow totals. So this is that first storm coming through, really not much with this, but then if we play this through all the way through the rest of the period and look at some totals, the Sawtooths looking like they could pick up, like I was saying, 10 to 12 inches of snow. And that kind of looks like they're been favored over the last couple of storms, which is kind of a typical pattern. It seems like with the La Nina, it's a weak La Nina season, but still picking up some other areas of snow in the Pioneers and Boulders, but like quite a bit less, about 5 inches less. So we'll see what amounts to that. That forecast can pretty dramatically change in either direction at this point. It's quite a fantasy forecast.